Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Wednesday, June 1st. So happy June. Another month starting. To me, June 1st is usually the start of summer, even though technically summer, the first day of summer is not until like June 21st or 22nd. It was like a crumb on the floor. But yeah, so yesterday when Bill came home, I couldn't resist telling him I had taken down those curtains. And I had to take a shower before bed because I was just feeling, actually I took it before dinner. I was like, I have to. I mean, I had been sweating in my bra. I mean, it was just gross. I felt sticky. Yeah, nah. So today, I'll be inside working all day. No chores to do outside. Yeah, I already took the bins around because tomorrow's trash day. But yeah, our job starts in about half an hour and it is due tonight. So potentially I will be working late today. So I didn't do any stitching yesterday. I was actually pretty exhausted yesterday. Once we sat down, had dinner, watched some TV. I did do some coloring last night though. So I started my new piece. It is from the Hanalin, the pocket-sized coloring book that I did the other one from. And this one is called Summer's Day. So I always do the skin first. So I did the skin first and I added some stickles to her eyeshadow. Can you see the pink glitter? Yeah, I think I did the skin pretty good. So now I'll probably color the background first. Remember I said that was what the order I was going to try and do. So this is water down here. So I'll probably color that, but then the background is like the sky. So I'll figure that out tonight. That'll be tonight's, I think that looks pretty good though. And remember, I got the numbered stickers in the mail yesterday. So that's what they look like. They're numbered 1 to 2000. And so as I'm using the pencils, I'm numbering them. So this is what they look like. I used this red yesterday on her lipstick. That's what the number, see, 1030. That's what I put it over the number on the pencil. And also what I'm doing as I number them, I'm turning them around in my pencil case downstairs so I can see the number. So that's what I'm doing there. I received a new patron yesterday, which I'm very thankful for. Thank you to everyone. Cynthia Martin. So Cynthia, thank you so very much. And I am so very appreciative of all of my patrons and people who have joined the channel. Anyone who has donated via, you know, PayPal or Linktree or any of that, very, very much appreciated for donating your money and your time and all of that. I did receive a late birthday gift yesterday. One of my subscribers had actually sent it to my P.O. box, and I haven't had my P.O. box in months now because I was just like, forget it, I'm done. And this is from Bonnie. So 2 presents and then a card. So let's open the card. Happy birthday to you. Woo! $10 Chick-fil-A card. Yeah! She said, I've been watching every single video you put up for the past few years. I hope you have a great birthday. Just to thank you for the joy and laughter you bring to my life. Sending you a few things. Say hi to Bill for me. It says, I hope yours is filled with all kinds of happiness. So Bonnie, thank you so very much. Yes, I will add this to I have the Chick-fil-A app. I will add that to the app. All right. So first present. Don't know what this is. Don't know what it even feels like. She wrapped it really well. Thick quality paper. Don't you hate like thin crappy paper, especially like at Christmas time? Oh, cool. These are things that I can, oh, they're bookmarks. Oh, they're cool. Okay. They're like the magnetic bookmarks. So don't you love them? And then these. Yeah, I have like a little, when I clean out my closet, I have like this little pouch where I keep bookmarks because I have a few of them that I've received. These are gorgeous. And I like that they're magnetic because then they'll clip to the page. So thank you very much for that. And then one more, and I think it's a book because it feels like a book. Oh, this could be something I can read on the channel. She said, I read this many years ago and I thought you might enjoy it. It is a bunch of short stories with great endings. Because I'm always looking for something to read, you know, on the channel as for inspiration or whatever. This is Small Miracles, Extraordinary Coincidences from Everyday Life. Bonnie, thank you so much. Let's see how short the stories are, because if they're really short, I will... let's see. Yeah, they're pretty short. So I got about 20 minutes. And I don't really have anything else to share. I don't have any OMG moments or anything like that. I haven't been looking at Facebook very much lately. So let's read the first story. It says, I don't know if it's the hard-nosed reporter in me or the incurable romantic, but for some strange reason that I cannot fully explain, I constantly find myself poring over the personals in various newspapers week after week. I have been married for 19 years and am certainly not looking for another spouse, yet I'm utterly riveted by these ads. The drama of everyday life is reflected by them, and they pay eloquent testimony to the hopes, dreams, and endurance of the human spirit. Once in a while, I find an ad that I actually think is appropriate for a single friend of mine or for my widowed mother, and I refer them to the box number, urging that they respond. But most of the time, I just read these ads out of idle curiosity and an insatiable desire to know what lurks in romantic hearts. One day, I was scanning the personals column of a local newspaper when I was stopped short by one particular ad. Wow, that's unusual, I thought. Could this be for real? The ad that caught my attention read, Henrietta, do you remember we met and courted at Camp Tamiment in 1938? I've never forgotten you. Please call me Irving. And a phone number was listed rather than the more common box ID. And I wondered aloud, is this some kind of joke? But all night long, I couldn't get the ad out of my mind. Those personal ads cost a lot of money, I thought. Why would someone waste so much money on a joke? And what's the joke here anyway? Finally, in the morning, I couldn't take it anymore and decided I just had to know the truth. Gathering my courage, I dialed the number in the ad. Wow, really? As soon as the mature voice answered, I knew this was no joke, but the real thing. Now, this is a woman, right? Okay. At that moment, I almost regretted my decision to make the call, hoping that it would not raise the elderly man's expectations even momentarily. I said quickly, this is not Henrietta, and I hope you don't mind, but I was so intrigued by your ad, I just had to call and find out what's the story. Gracious and courtly in a manner that is unfortunately out of style these days, Irving amiably accommodated my inquisitiveness and recounted the following story. In 1938, Henrietta and I were both counselors at Camp Tamiment, an overnight camp in Pennsylvania, and we fell in love. We were sure we were right for each other, that we had found the one. However, Henrietta's parents didn't agree. She was 17 at the time, and they felt she was much too young to get involved in a serious relationship. So in the fall, to get her away from me, they sent her to stay with an aunt in Europe, and she lived there for several years. There she met another man whom she married. Heartbroken, I eventually married someone else. I never loved my wife in quite the same passionate way I loved Henrietta, but we did have a good marriage. She died 3 years ago, and I've been very lonely ever since. Lately, I've started to think about Henrietta a lot, and I've begun wondering if she's still alive. And if she's alive, whether she's still married. And if she's single now, could we reignite our old love? Well, you get the picture. Maybe I'm just a foolish man, but I was just hoping against hope that somehow Henrietta would see the ad, or at least someone who knows her. I realize my chances are very slim, but I sort of thought at least I should give it a try. I was very moved by Irving's recital and found myself marveling at the essence of hope that resides in the human spirit, the trust and resilience that animate the soul. Irving's faith in the possibilities of the future at the age of 71 was indeed touching. I asked Irving if he would mind if I wrote a story about his search for Henrietta, and he instantly agreed. But unfortunately, the editor of my magazine didn't like the idea at all. However, since I was fascinated to learn the outcome of Irving's quest and had also formed an affection for him, over the phone, I kept... And I had also formed an affection for him over the phone. I kept his number and called him from time to time to see how the story played out. Sadly, he never got the phone call he was waiting for. In 1993, 2 years after I first made contact with Irving, I was riding the IRT line of the New York subway system and was again engrossed in reading the personals columns of a local paper when I heard a soft chuckle beside me. The woman sitting next to me inquired with a laugh, "Looking for a new husband, my dear?" looking pointedly at my wedding band and then at the personal page spread clearly on my lap. "Oh," I blushed, a trifle embarrassed. "I just read them for fun, you know, out of curiosity." "Don't you ever have the yen or the yearn?" I asked her. "Not me," she said, shaking her head adamantly. "Too much pathos in those pages. They would break my heart, those ads." She turned to me with a warm smile. "But isn't it always fascinating, the different perspectives different people have on the same things?" My interest in her quickened. "What an intelligent woman," I thought delightedly. "In a way, you're right," I agreed. "There is a lot of pathos in those pages." And I began to tell her the story of Irving's tender quest for Henrietta. She seemed mesmerized by the tale and listened to my recital with rapt attention. "Well," I concluded at the end of my account, "I wish I could give the story a happy ending and tell you Irving found Henrietta, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Either Henrietta's already dead, or she lives in another city, or she just doesn't read the personals." "It's the third choice, my dear," the woman said, patting my arm gently. "Trust me, I know." Startled, I looked at the lined face that held vestiges of a regal beauty that had long since lost its bloom. "Do you still have his number?" she asked. "You're going to tell me that was Henrietta?" I hope it was. So, a comment at the end. "Hope is something that brings sunshine into the shadows of our lives. It is our link to a better tomorrow. When hope is gone, so too is our life force. And when hope is kept alive, so too is our determination to go on." That reminds me of The Bridges of Madison County. Have you guys seen that movie? Where Meryl Streep is married and has like 2 kids, and her husband and 2 kids go on like this. They're going to like the county fair or somewhere far away, and she decides not to go. And I want to say, it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but Clint Eastwood is like a traveling something. He's a photographer. And he winds up doing work at her house or something. I forget how they actually meet, but they fall in love when her husband and children are gone. And she just can't leave her husband because he's a good man and they have a good marriage. And they flash forward like years and years later. Clint Eastwood had dedicated his photography book to her, and her husband wound up passing away, and she tried to find Clint Eastwood again, but he was already passed. It was just such a heartbreaking story because it's like, do you risk, you know, your breaking up your marriage and your family for what probably was her true love? That is, yeah. Such a great book. I will enjoy reading these so much to you guys. And the stories are not that long, so this is what we're going to read. Thank you so much, Bonnie. I have to look for, like, more of these books. Yeah. And let's break out one of your bookmarks and put them on here. I really like, whoops. I really like that pink one. We're going to put that one on there. Wow, that story was awesome. I've never looked, I mean, I don't get like a physical newspaper anymore. But I remember reading Craigslist ads. Okay, here's how, you know. So I'm going to put it over the page. That's so cool. Look, there it is on the page. Bonnie, thank you again. Can't thank you enough. And once I am done reading this, I'm going to donate it to the library. Because you know I'm really fun. I will pass it on for sure. Love that so much. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic Wednesday. Try to stay cool if you're in a heat wave like we are. It's supposed to be another scorcher here today. Okay, I realized I forgot to read the unfuck yourself entry. I just realized it. So for June 1st, it says, you're not a set thing, locked into the tissue of your organs or trapped in the minutia of your plasma. You are not your toes or your hair or your eyes. You are most certainly not your past. You are not your middle school or your dad or that neighbor who fucked with your head. Dude, that's quite fitting. Yes. Wow. Okay. Yes. Okay, love that. All right. So back to, hopefully I have a pause in the video where I can throw this in the middle. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and spending about 15 minutes of your time with me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.